Hello there. So welcome to this guided imagery practice. It's a preparation for labor, but it can certainly be done all the way throughout pregnancy. The more it's done during pregnancy, the more easily it will be recalled during the labor experience itself. So it's okay to practice it at any time up until your birthing day. So for this guided imagery experience, I'm going to suggest Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a wonderful pose for really letting the bones rest, taking the weight off of your low back and a little bit of weight out of your belly, letting you and baby really relax and get comfortable. So for this pose, you would need a bolster or a sturdy couch cushion would do well too. Sometimes even a couple of bed pillows can work as well. So just kind of experimenting. I'm going to show you the general shape, and then you might want to modify based on the propping or the materials that you have. This is going to go with a little bit of a ramp. So I'm going to put a block underneath this bolster here. That's a possibility. Sometimes folks get really worried about leaning up against this bolster and having that block fall out from underneath. And so for a little bit of extra stability, you could put another block. So a couple of blocks, one low, one high. That gives it a little bit more steadiness. You can certainly also put other additional pillows or blankets underneath the end to help it to rise up a little bit. This just makes it a little bit more comfortable with a pregnant body. We're going to sit facing away from the bolster. So just bringing our little buns right up to that bolster, and then have a blanket and maybe a couple of pillows or a couple of blocks close by. So grabbing one of your blankets, if it's a traditional Mexican blanket like this, you can open it up so that it's just folded halfway, tassel to tassel. And then taking one end and just starting to roll. This could be done with a different kind of blanket. It could be done with a towel. And when you see how I use it, you might even want to use something different like pillows or anything to just kind of support underneath your knees. So from this position, I'm going to put the soles of my feet together. All right. So touch the soles of the feet together like namaste feet. You can take this rolled blanket and place it over the top of your feet, just like that. And then take these ends and set them right underneath your knees. So one thing that I see a lot that is not as supportive as it could be is to take it all the way through this way, kind of take the ends into the middle. That still leaves a lot of tension, a lot of stretch in the hips. So you might, again, want to make sure that they're out there underneath your knees. If this is comfortable for you, awesome. If you need a little bit more height underneath your knees because your hips are tight, you might want to do pillows instead, or even blocks underneath your knees. So either of those can feel comfortable. Before you come back, you might want to have your eye out for a blanket or a pillow. It can usually be comfortable to have that to support your head when you come back. But let's check it out and see. So going with propping based on where your body is right now, when you take a breath in, you can sit up nice and tall. And then when you take a breath out, you can slowly bring yourself back onto that bolster. Settling the belly in, letting your head come back. So you find, this is true for me and it's true for a lot of people, that when you put your head back onto the bolster, now your neck is out of a neutral position. And so you might want to take a blanket and place it underneath your head for a little extra height, or a pillow could work as well. You might hook your hands over your belly, interlace your fingers and let your elbows rest. Right? Some people like to have the arms out to the sides for a gentle release of the chest, maybe turning the palms up. Or to really luxuriate, you might take some pillows with you and then stack them up on either side so that when you're reclined, you can let your arms rest. Oh, that feels so good. Right onto those pillows. So shifting around to make sure that you find the support that you need for comfort for your body today, just as it is. Good. It's okay to just make movements until you find comfort. There's no rush to relax. Once you get comfortable in position, you might close your eyes. You might just turn your gaze down towards your belly. Or you might just leave your eyes fully open and let your gaze be soft. Good. And once we close our eyes, or at least kind of soften that sensory input to the eyes, you might notice that we have a clearer sense of our bodies, what might need a little bit of extra support. Maybe there's a little wiggling you can do for more comfort. And then finally, we're just going to use our breath as kind of a diagnostic. So as you take a breath in, nice big full breath in, and then take a slow breath out. And as you take that breath out, you might notice any part of the body that's still kind of holding back. So maybe the knees are still holding, you've got some tension in the inner thighs. You might feel yourself kind of kickstanded up on your shoulder blades. Maybe you want to scooch those shoulder blades down your back. So you can do all of those things to kind of find a little bit more ease, using your breath as a guide. Good. Trust yourself, trust your baby, trust your body. Good. And then just taking a scan through your body, maybe starting right up at the top of your head and then moving down and through. And as we make this journey through the body, we're again just going to be looking to see if there's any part of the body that needs a little extra TLC. Right? Maybe the eyes need a little extra love, kind of screen overdone. And so maybe just taking the breath into the backs of the eyes. As you breathe out, letting the eyes sink back into the sockets. You're just noticing for your own body where you might be carrying any tension, stress, to-do lists. Good. And so just finding those spots, taking the love of your own breath right into those spots. And feeling the surrender that comes along with that self-care. And just remember, as I speak, it might be your experience and it might not be. And it's okay either way. If there's still tension as you breathe out, notice that. If you don't feel any tension in the body, and you're kind of forcing that, notice that too. Send the body a little note of gratitude. This work of creating human beings, this is a lot of work. Good. And then as you let your body settle and get comfortable and easy, it's okay at any time to come back, use your breath to soften if you find tension creeping in. And then just bring in your awareness to your mind. With this wonderful tool, such a useful tool for pregnancy and for labor and for birth, even for postpartum, and it's our imagination. So I want you to imagine right now your birthing space. Imagine your birthing space as you see it. So it could be home, it could be hospital, it could be birthing center. Imagine this space in as much detail as you can. So begin just by looking around in your imagination at this space. And so notice in this space the colors, the textures. Notice the play of light and dark. Good. Notice any equipment that might be around as part of the birthing experience. The list of things that you've acquired for your birth experience. Good. Notice everything about this space. Looking all the way around, so looking to your right, looking to your left. Taking note of detail. And then just listening into the sounds of your space. So in this birthing space, what are the sounds? So you might imagine the sounds coming from you or your care team. The sounds of the birthing space itself, running water, beeping. Notice all the sounds without judgment. Just noticing. You might notice sounds outside of the birthing space. So again, sound of traffic, the sound of nature, birds singing, maybe sirens. It's all there. The whole soundscape of your birth experience. Good. And can you notice what you're sitting on or standing on, and any clothing you might be wearing, or maybe you're not wearing clothing? That's totally normal too. And do you feel a texture of a bed or a seat? Do you feel the warmth of a tub of water or the breeze from an open window? Do you feel the gentle touch of your loved ones or your care team? Good. Can you notice the feeling of the baby? Good. And do you smell the smells of this space? So the smell of oils, the smell of your home, hopefully not the smell of garlic on the breath of your partner. Noticing just the smells in this space. Good. Having a full sensory experience of your birthing space. Noticing the taste in your mouth. So if you've been hydrating, are you longing for something to eat? Been sucking on ice chips, eating a banana. Good. So just experiencing yourself in your birthing space. What is. It's neither good nor bad. This is the experience. And I wonder if now you can imagine your baby in this birthing space on your chest, in your arms. It might be straight after baby has come out, straight to chest. It might be a little bit postpartum, in the postpartum space. Just imagining you're holding your baby on your chest. You can feel the weight of your baby. And you can feel the play of the warmth of your own body with the temperature of your baby. You might hear the sound of their cooing or crying, their sound making. You might smell the smell of your baby, smell that head. And let this feeling of holding your baby, this experience, this image of holding your baby, settle into your bones. As you examine baby for the first time, running fingertips over skin. Look into your baby's eyes. Notice the shape of baby's eyes and nose and mouth and ears and hair, fingers and toes and belly. Looking at your baby. And let this image of you holding your baby, experiencing this connection, these moments, settle into you. So close and so easy to remember and recall. And just deepening your breath. And perhaps transferring a hand to your belly, or maybe both hands to your belly. So you make contact with baby inside. And feel that connection just as sure and true. Good. As you let go of the image of baby on your chest, feeling baby inside, once again, letting go of and softening out the image of your birthing space. As you start to feel the press of your body against the props, the support, and the sounds now in this space right here. Good. And maybe deepening your breath even more as you maybe give a little belly rub, connecting with your baby. We're going to take it so nice and easy as we come out of this. So just taking your hands out to the outsides of your knees and just gently pressing your knees together. You can shift your hips to one side and then go over to that same side as you lay your cheek down onto the bolster to rest. Good. Letting yourself rest there in that space for a few breaths. And then perhaps when you're ready, just using a strong hand to gently press back up to a seated position. But if you'd like, and you love that position and you want to linger there, and even want to linger in that image of holding baby on your chest, you are welcome to do that. When you press yourself up and come back to that seated position, just taking a moment just to take stock. Noticing yourself right here in this moment with your baby. Taking your hands together in front of your heart, bowing your chin to your chest. And then maybe gently opening up the eyes into the fingertips. And letting the head come right back up on top of the spine. Namaste.